Hello everyone, this is Sensei Starman, and welcome back to Let's Play Superhero League of Hoboken. Last time, we, with the aid of the Iron Tummy, defeated a pile of very dangerous radioactive peppers. We saved one village from a mob of mutant sheep, and another village from a deadly cheese bomb. We've got 2 more missions to complete in this act, and we will get to those, but first we're going to finish exploring the ruins of Newark. Newark, Newark, it's a hell of a town. The water's brown and the air is brown.
I think this is actionable!
And I'm not sure if this will work on, or if his powers will work on the amoeba thing, so we'll take the lawyer out instead. It divides... Well, it did. It did work.
The Crimson Tape advances to Superhero 9th Class. His abilities increase in every area. Robo-Mop advances to Superhero 9th Class. His abilities increase in every area.
And we find $56 in a black isotope. Ooh, 6 nasties. Oh, we got very lucky there.
This is uncalled.
Not sure why the font changes there, but...
This...
Her 92 XP, $62 and a lead-lined cape. Okay, well, we need to head back to HQ before we do much more exploring there.
Take it East Orange Village.
Okay, well, we do have this black isotope, which I know for a fact that this actually increases your ability to put animals to sleep, which is not particularly useful to us with this party, but we can hang on to our items. But it is a useful ability for Captain Excitement, which, you know, it's actually his primary one. So we'll go ahead and add him to the party. Head on out, and this will give us a chance to... But Captain Excitement has already learned, put animals to sleep to the greatest degree possible. Okay, I thought we couldn't buff his abilities even further, but no problem. But as long as we got him out...
Hello, Tape. Hot enough for you?
This sure is one fun mission, huh?
All missions are fun, Tape. Not as much fun as reading logarithm tables or making sure that all blades of grass in a lawn are cut to the same height, within 1/32 of an inch tolerance. But nevertheless, fun.
What do you recommend for all-nighters? No dose or joke cola?
Don't ask me. The only way I can stay up past about 9 p.m. is to touch high voltage cables to both my earlobes simultaneously. But it's not a method I'd recommend to everyone.
That's fair. We better get back to work.
Yes, all play and no work keeps Jack from being a dull boy.
Alright, so with that done, we'll go ahead and remove him. And put her on the back row. And make sure there's nothing in the storage cabinet. I'm going to go ahead and give this to Tropical Oil Man, so that he has another power to use rather effectively on our enemies that can be one-shotted. With that done, we'll go ahead and save here.
Take it East Orange Village for...
And at the side of the street, partially blocked by rubble, a stairway descends. Foul, moist air wafts up the stairs. Will you descend? Well, no, because this actually leads to a subway, and we need a pass to use it. And I think we have the right pass for this particular station, but we don't have any reason to go there just yet. $152 XP and some fish nuggets. Another forest in the middle there. Alright, 3 nasties.
This let's do.
260 XP. A sinister cooler. Well, we're at full health, so what the heck. Radioactive waste. Mademoiselle Pepperoni is irradiated. You discovered $72. That is not worth it compared to what it's going to cost us to get her unradiated. One building's in better shape than the others. We uncovered that one already. And okay, everything except for the woods we have explored. So we will head back to the village with the shaman to get Mademoiselle Pepperoni unradiated.
What can I do for you? Let me... Zork Belly.
Okay, so we're still up a little bit. And definitely give this to Tropical Oil Man, since brains affects how well you use your powers. And as long as we're here,
I have no way.
we can at least sell off our plastic boomerang. And give all the rest of my armor I'm not using to the rest of the party. Something I don't think we did. We talked to the shaman, but we
Can
haven't
I
really
help
talked
you,
to
or are you...
all the other merchants.
Look, I thought the darn lawnmower was out of gas, okay? I'm sick of hearing about it.
Nice tattoo there.
At least I don't go prancing around in tights and a cape.
Sounds a bit like Jerry Stiller. In case you're wondering, the banter is the same at all of the different villages.
I have no wares to show you today.
Although you do get different banter from each merchant type.
Can I help?
Hey, nice earring.
Forget it. It's not for sale.
Is that really your hair, or did you just some strange sort of animal die on your head?
At least I have some hair. All the other merchants are balder than a bowling ball.
Oh, that's true. And we go to the weapon shop
party!
here.
Well, can I help you? I guess it wasn't such a bright idea to pat the warlord's pet Rottweiler.
Yeah, slightly different answer there.
Certainly. Can I help? I guess it was... At least I don't go...
That one is the same answer, however.
I have no... Well... Can I help?
Why do all hardware merchants have such squinty eyes?
It's because of all the work I used to do equipping armies of ants.
Is that helmet really in effect a piece of armor, or are you just member of some sort of strange lodge?
Well, I can't sell the damn thing, so I might as well get some use out of it.
That's fair. It's a very festive helmet, though. Okay. One area we're going to stop off at first. You might remember, amongst the ruins is a small complex of red brick buildings notable for their antiquity. Do you want to go in? Yeah, I skipped over this before. But now I can go here without being a big spoiler. Edison's Lab. This appears to be a historic site of some type. Once carefully preserved, but now thoroughly sacked. A plaque is affixed to one wall. Below the plaque is a simple sign. An exit leads south. You see a warranty here. Well, look at the plaque.
Oh, he was a big provider of electricity during the civilized days. Or maybe that was his brother, Khan.
Yeah, it changes who says this line. When I was doing my first playthrough earlier, RoboMop was the one who said that line. But yeah, this plaque proclaims this a National Historic Site, explaining that this was the workshop of Thomas Edison. So much human history has sadly been forgotten. And then check the sign. This sign reads more exhibits in the back room, and below that an arrow points north. Oddly, however, there's no opening in that direction, only a wall covered with an inch-thick plate of solid plorpium. This heavy machinery is not the sort of thing one associates with the gleaming technical wizardry of the Golden Age. Perhaps it dates back to an even earlier period. And we can try turning it on. There's no power source. Also, the machines are severely advanced in a state of rust. Also, you can't find the switch. You sift through the garbage and find nothing of interest. But we do have a warranty, which we can take and then look at. Plorbium Plating Producers of Patterson. 20 square yards of 1-inch plorbium plating. Sold to Dr. Entropy. Delivered to Edison National Historical Site Section 2C. PPPFP guarantees this product to be impervious to a period of 500,000 years against all manner of explosions, impacts, projectile weaponry, sonic disturbances, household pests, in-laws, acts of God, very small rocks, door-to-door salesmen, and even Burt McFlub, that guy in accounting with the digestive disorder. Warner, bringing this product into contact with any mixture of ovine saliva, automated lubricants, and loam will void this warranty. So we need to find something with a mixture of ovine saliva, automotive stuff, and loam. Well, hey, we've got a rag that already contains sheep drool and transmission fluid. Now we just need to find some loam. Because if you try using this... Yep, solid plorbium, a good inch thick, is bonded to the wall and almost certainly blocking a dreadfully important doorway. Hint, hint. The plating is now a little shinier. Good work. Alright. So not much else we can do here at the moment, so now we must go to our other mission, which a computer malfunction in Patterson threatens to cause local unrest.
A widespread cult in Patterson has long been worshipping an old personal computer, believing that the fireworks display of its screensaver contains highly sacred messages as interpreted by the local high priest. Apparently, the computer has begun to malfunction. If the problem isn't corrected soon, the populace will grow restive, the high priest may be endangered, and a bloody power struggle could erupt over his successor. To locate and repair the PC, search for the temple at the northwest fringe of the Patterson city-state in Sector 2D.
Hey, 2D! That's just north of us. But first we're going to stop in at the marketplace here, just to see what the hardware
I have nowhere.
merchant here has to say.
Can I help? Well, I can't. It's because...
Same lines there. We can check out the one other village we found on the way back to HQ. This would be the aging church we passed before. Temple. You are in the somber anteroom of a temple. The windows are made of intricate pieces of stained glass. In addition to the ancient stained glass, some windows contain newer works of stained glass depicting worshippers bowing before some sort of strange religious symbols. The main exit is to the south. The north is the entrance to an inner room. You see a high priest here. The high priest approaches the party, head bowed, arms gently folded. Pilgrims traveling from afar to gain the wisdom of our holy shrine, please follow me. The priest leads the party into the inner room. You're in a small room at the heart of the temple. The main room of the temple lies to the south. In the center of the room, surrounded by a circle of sputtering candles, is a somewhat battered personal computer. Next to the computer is a potted plant in a rather oversized pot. As soon as all the party members are within... And it scrolled before I could read all of it, but thank heavens you're here, sobs the priest. This damn thing's been in the fritz for days, and I haven't a clue what to do about it. If word gets around that I've caused our holy PC to stop issuing wisdom, I'll be tarred and feathered, or even worse, I'll lose my position, actually have to work for a living. You've gotta fix it! You just gotta! The priest collapses in the corner. The statuettes depict the deities of DOS, SCSI, and CD-ROM. Individually, the candles are rather ordinary. However, the sheer number of them gives the room an aura of ancient mystery. The priest explains that the candles are an offering to the patron saint of surge protection. That would constitute desecration of the shrine, a clear violation of several important League policies, so no blowing out the candles. Pardon me. We can't overtake the greeting card and look at it. A humble offering to the Shrine of Patterson for a distant but devout believer. There is no signature on the card, but on the reverse side in tiny lettering is the phrase, Thomas A. Edison National Historic Site. That's suspicious. The computer, like all items of high technology from the days before the collapse, wears twin shrouds of age and mystery. For example, it has a screen which is displaying static and distorted wavy lines. And we can try turning it off.
No! The Oracle may not be powered down! It is forbidden! You see, we accidentally erased our park.com ages ago, and it's bad to power down without parking your drives.
So the age-old solution of turning it off and then turning it back on will not work here. And the computer is on. It's merely displaying static and wavy lines instead of its normal screensaver.
The Oracle cannot be opened without the Holy Casecracker of Patterson. However, the Holy Casecracker was stolen by Paramus separatists during the Holy Wars of the 30s.
And we'll try and fix it. Yeah, we can try talking to him a little bit.
Tarring and feathering isn't painful, is it? Oh, what a world, what a world!
Do you have a service contract on this thing?
No. When we got it, we had this junior acolyte who said he knew all about these things, so we decided to save the money. Then he was hired away by a temple in another village.
Typical. Does this thing come with any customer support information?
Yes, it came with a toll-free 24-hour number, but it's been 30 years since I saw a working telephone.
Would you happen to have a manual?
Haven't seen it since the Great Book Purge 3 years ago during the Feast of St. Schlafly.
Of course. What's with all the candles?
They add an air of mystic primitivism to the shrine, don't you think? Our symbolic visuals and images consultant recommended them very highly in terms of creating the proper atmospherics.
What's this plant doing here?
It was delivered by hand a few days ago. It is very common for believers to donate objects to be placed beside the Shrine of Patterson. In fact, that's where I get most of my neckties.
Next time you should probably consider a Macintosh.
On the other hand, I think of what we were told in High Priest School. Nobody was ever sent to hell for buying IBM.
Yeah, buying Microsoft on the other hand. Oh, just go back to sobbing in the corner, you pathetic excuse for a religious leader.
Go ahead and insult me, just so long as you fix the damn thing.
Now look at the flower pot. The pot is of typical construction made from fragile terracotta. It appears to be much larger than the potted plant would require. Well, the table looks like it'd be more at home in an Italian restaurant than a shrine. You'd probably burn yourself on the candles. Can we move the furniture? Not so much. Furniture moving isn't one of your superpowers, but we can break the flower pot.
No!
As you swing at the pot, the priest screams no, but he has spoken too late, and the pot explodes into shards. As the dirt falls away in clumps and the uproot plant slumps to the floor, you see the enormous magnet was concealed within the soil of the pot. Now, you might think we might need to grab the magnet, and you're right, but first, we have to take the rag and put it in the dirt. The rag becomes gritty and grimy as the moist soil soaks into it. It now smells of sheep drool, transmission fluid, and fertile loam. Now we can take the magnet.
The oracle is no longer mute, and it shows the fireworks. A good omen, a very good omen indeed. The harvest will be bountiful this year, and many women will bear children. Please go now, that I might spread the joyous word.
And as for why we need to pick the magnet up first, he quickly ushers the party outside. All members of the party gain 100 experience points, and he sweeps up the dirt. But hey, we got that mission solved. And we now have a rag smelling of 3 foul things. With stunning speed, the rag and the plating both dissolve away to reveal an exit to the north. It opens easily, but then swings closed again. Edison's office. This is a somber office and library lined with 3 levels of magnificently built mahogany bookshelves. An exit leads south. There's a sudden noise from the far end of the lab, and the party rushes to investigate. There, putting the finishing touches on a machine of clearly evil intent, is the notorious Dr. Entropy. The party members rush to stop him and bounce off an invisible force field that surrounds the madman and his machine.
Take that, you ineffectual superhero simpletons! Soon I shall finish my masterpiece, and you will watch helplessly as I turn it on!
Well, there's a lot of mess here. The messy layer of trash covers the floor around Dr. Entropy's work area, spilling well beyond the perimeter of his force field. Clearly he isn't the neatest of supervillains. A big mess, you say? Clean almost any mess. RoboMop removes the mess, or at least all the mess he can get to beyond the edge of the force field. In the process, the party discovers that the power cord to the ray machine extends through the force field and is plugged into the wall just beyond the edge of the field. Unplug the power cord. Entropy finishes puttering with his machine and with great drama flips it on. At the same moment you pull the plug from the wall, the machine makes a dying hum.
This round goes to you, Hoboken, but don't count me out! I'll be back! Entropy always increases, you know!
He touches something in his pocket and the force field becomes opaque. Moments later it vanishes completely, revealing the ruins of a ray machine but no sign of Dr. Entropy. With Entropy gone, you now see 2 exhibits that were previously concealed. A lightning display, and a phonograph. All members of the party gain 100 experience points. Now we can take the cone from the phonograph. The phonograph is a primitive-looking mechanism mounted in an ornate wooden cabinet. The phonograph looks incomplete without its flared cone. We can also take the bulb. The display contains a socket, the light bulb is missing. There are several statues in the room, all examples of a classical artistic style unfamiliar to you. It's hard to guess at their age, but it could easily be 100, 1,000 years or more. Through the window, you see nothing of interest. This magnificent roll-top desk with its hands down, no contest, absolutely the finest piece of furniture you've ever seen. If you weren't well-respected superheroes sworn to uphold goodness and niceness, you'd be tempted to plunder it and use it as your own nice desk back at HQ. You look inside the desk but find nothing of interest, just some old pencils and paper clips, and the long-lost notebooks of one Thomas Edison. Just kidding about that last one, of course. The bookshelves contain mostly reference works, full of minutiae, meaningless to you. You make a note to inform the League archivist about this treasure trove of old knowledge, so that it may be copied and preserved in one of the various repositories of ancient learning. And that is all of interest, I think. So I believe that completes all of our missions for the moment. Oh wait, let's make sure party is still in good health. And we have enough provisions for 3 days. Oh, what the heck, let's round it off with some combat on the way back to headquarters.
Okay.
It would just be the height of insult if we got taken out at this point. The Crimson Tape goes down.
Let's do.
Oh, we got $62 out of that at least.
Congratulations on the successful completion of missions Topaz and Emerald. This communication just in from the Office of the Commissioner of Superhero Leagues. In acknowledgement of their successful missions and valorous service, the Superhero League of Hoboken is hereby promoted to a Level 2 League. All members of the League are awarded 1,000 experience points. A grant of $500 kilo accompanies this promotion. Your maximum party size is hereby increased to 5.
Wild cheers pour forth from the lunchroom.
Tropical Oil Man advances to Superhero 9th Class. His abilities increase in every area. The Iron Tummy advances to Superhero 9th Class. His abilities increase in every area.
2 weeks later...
Hi, I'm Shredderman. I just heard about your league's promotion, and I'd be honored to join your ranks. I've got some things that might be useful. I'll drop them off in the storage cabinet on my way to the lunchroom.
A new set of missions is available. Please go to the briefing room.
Alright, so we've got a new recruit. And we now have our number of available rests boosted to 4. Let's see, Shredderman has a sawed-off shotgun, plastic goggles, and rubber cape. His power is being really good at treading at water. I think we will actually take Captain Excitement with us, though. Because I don't think we need to go underwater just yet. And a yellow isotope and a gray tube car access pass. Well, that could be very useful. And we got $942. But we will go ahead and just save the game here. And next time, we will find out what our new missions are and just what the heck the yellow isotope does. But thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment if you are so inclined. And we'll continue the adventure from here next time. Take care until then.